trunk up. If anybody has seen the last video, they know what it looked like before. What I'm planning on doing today, since I got a couple hours to just work on this thing, is to clear this out as much as possible. I've already sanded down all, majority of the rust and stuff like that, so I'm gonna get some water, kind of wash it out, open this drain hole right here so that it can all come out that way. Took all the wiring harness back down and moved it out the way because I'm going to retape that. But pretty much the plan is to clean this out, probably paint it black because that's the only actual color. I don't want to paint it orange, so I got a leftover black spray paint, just paint it black and tape up the wiring harness and get it like mounted the proper way to run it, and then go from there. At least have a decent looking trunk. So what I did so far was I took some 50 grit and just sanded the fuck out of this thing. After that I had went and hit it with some 40. No, I took 40 and then I went to 50, and then I had vacuumed up majority of it. The rest of this just needs to be washed out, and after that I'm gonna go ahead and paint it. So that'll be the next thing that I end up doing. Make sure that you remove all the bottom drain plugs, especially on the sides when you do that, because you don't want to build up that water. But definitely wanted to clear out all of that dirt. Go ahead and just finish it off. Come back around for anything that hasn't been swept out. You can start to dry it all off, whatever. I don't really feel like messing with that one, but yeah. All right, cool. Well, this would be somewhat of a restoration. I mean, all of the surface is sanded down. Really just needs paint. But this already looks like 500 times better than what it did earlier. So I'm gonna just go ahead and spray this real quick. I'm mostly just focusing on this. I mean, it's all gonna be covered up by the end of the day, but I just wanted to get this whole thing together. Probably pop that plug back in and go ahead and paint it. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Like, the rust spots are right here, and that's pretty much it. So this is a fully solid shell, and I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick because I just sanded the rest of this down, and then we'll just cut to that. So this is where we are now. Just nothing crazy, just wanted it to be a little more uniform because, like I said, it's all gonna get covered up anyway, but it's something. In the meantime, while that was drying, I'm working on this harness. So from this point on down, wherever I needed to, I've been electrical taping that off. Gonna do the same thing for this side. I just haven't touched this side yet. But yeah. And then when that's all said and done, I'm basically gonna be drilling holes like where the harness is supposed to be routed. So kind of find out this goes like over here, and then it routes around the back, comes under, around the back. I don't know how it comes up here yet, but I'll probably just figure that out. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. This is the final result, but this is pretty much where I'm gonna end the trunk thing today. I do still gotta put that plug back in, but as you can see, it's way better than what it was before. I got the wiring harness, with the exception of these plugs, because I still don't know what they are. and the positive for the battery, but all of the lighting plugs are routed. I don't know where, I still don't know how this goes up, but I just routed it up here anyway, zip tied everything, so when it comes to opening and closing it, it's gonna be good, and it looks decent. The next thing that I'm gonna try to tackle before the day is over with is just real quick, I need to, for whenever I get the swap in, I need to connect my steering rack. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that real quick. I don't know if that's really something that's video worthy. In the meantime, I got a bunch of parts coming in the mail, so I'll be throwing this wide body on soon enough, which means I'm gonna destroy those rear fenders. Rear quarter panels. Finally gonna be replacing the destroyed side mirrors, and yeah, so the wide body will be completed, and I will be mounting it the right way, since this is my second time doing it. Even if it's on a S14 instead of S13, it's still gonna be done the way that you're supposed to do it, whereas last time I kind of didn't really do that. But till then, I'll just keep you guys updated. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to knock this out real quick. I'm pretty sure that in order to get that there, you gotta just loosen this up. I think it's these two bolts here that'll allow me to drop it and pull it forward. But we'll see. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna just finish cleaning up the trunk, and we'll go ahead and go from there. Actually, I could stick this back in, since that is taken care of. Drop the rack. I put the bolts right here just because I didn't want to lose them, but once you get those two out, this thing does drop, and it is now free moving entirely. You can bring it all the way down, all the way up, whatever. So let me go ahead and just use that to my advantage. Lean that on my already cracked glass. Beautiful, beautiful. So this should be able to maneuver backwards and forwards, I think. Let's see. Maybe not backwards and forwards. Maybe if I... let's see. It's gonna be hard to do this with one hand. Alright, so figured it out after trial and error. So it's these two bolts here. Then it's gonna be two bolts that it bolts up to from here. It's gonna be onto there. And then once you get past that, let's see if I can get in here. There's gonna be like 3 bolts in these holes. It's one over here, and then it's the third one. And once you get all that out, it pulls out. And now that I got it back far enough, I can actually connect this. See how I can get it in and out now. Cool. So that's something new for today. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and connect that and bolt it back up, and then we'll call it a day. I think I got this thing figured out. First off, it took me forever just to put this in here. It's kind of like a mix between unbolting this, pulling it back, lining this up, making sure that it lines up with the wheels, because as far as I know, this is supposed to go with this. So I had to line that up, get this in, and then bolt it in. So basically what you want to do is this is what I'm trying right now. Just get the tip of it in, then put the bolt in, tighten it down, and then after you do that, push the steering rack all the way in to the point where it bolts up to the column. So right now it's not bolted up to the column, it's pulled back a little bit, so I can get this in, tighten this bolt right here, and then I'm gonna try to push it forward because this is no longer moving like it was. So I should be able to just push it forward, and that'll push this in more and bolt it all up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, and then just a fair warning, like getting this thing pushback is kind of hard. It's gonna take some strength. We gotten this thing in. Just wanted to let you guys know. This is definitely gonna be a pain to get in. It is not going to want to go back like a prisoner coming out of prison on the first day. So what you're gonna want to do, you're gonna use a hammer. Do not hammer this. This is not where you're gonna hammer. You're gonna hammer here. Just tap it. You don't have to go full strokes. You just want to get that to line up. While you're doing that, leave these bolts not tight. Just keep them on there so that the thing doesn't fall and it stays on those two red things so they can line up somewhat. Then move this up, move the column up, and tap on those two ends until you can get those to thread in. Once you get those to thread in, you're good. Tighten them all down. First tighten these two up snug, then tighten them all down like firmly, and you'll be good to go. Also, when I was doing that, I don't know if I said this earlier or not, but I did move my fuse box relocation wires above the steering column while I had it out, just to make more room. Now I have all this room. It doesn't even look like it's a harness under here, but yeah, I got all this room now where the pedals are. So there's that. I also just went ahead and mounted this here because the screw was just sitting here and I didn't like this hanging. I think these are the starter relays. Not entirely sure. I think those are starter wires though. But I'm not sure if the dash is gonna bump into this or not. So there's that. I fucking stripped this bolt which was going to the ground, so I'll put the ground here for now. If that doesn't work, then I'll just drill this out, which sucks, but yeah, snap that bolt off. So those are the things. Just kind of clean up this area because all this stuff goes into the cluster and all that. So this is going to be gone, and the only thing left is this, which goes to these, which these go to the stuff in the center console. No, these go to the dash. I think these go to the dash as well. So yeah, those are all gonna be hidden. This goes to the brake booster. So if I decide to delete that, I'll cut this whole thing off. And I think these, I haven't figured out if I'm gonna use yet. So for the most part, this is theoretically gonna be pretty clean. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. And just so everybody can see that it's in there. It's 100% in there. It's not going anywhere. I didn't think that would be that hard, honestly. I thought that was going to be straightforward. Also, I have started to label everything with those labels that I had, which is I feel like this is kind of funny. But you never know what might help you along the way. So as I go on, those will kind of start to pop up. Got the notification for my mirrors. They should be here Thursday. And I'm gonna be, the tool that I need for the wide body should also be here Thursday, so I might throw on the side skirts pretty soon too. But just keep posted. I'll post more videos as things go on, but that's gonna be it for now. Oh, and my trunk situation, for those that remember, when it got rear-ended, this thing wouldn't close. I got this to close yesterday when I was like messing with the fitment and stuff. So it's not zip tied anymore. It's actually closed. But there's a drawback to it. And of course, once I get it to close, it no longer opens. So I'll have to figure that out now. Just more problems to go. I think it might be something to do with the key. I'll see if I can find the key. But yeah. So let's it's not opening. But just like, comment, subscribe, follow the build. As you can see, progress is being made. Pretty soon the outside of this car will look somewhat decent, so it won't look like a complete piece of shit. But yeah, that's it.